morning, children. How are you? Hope everyone is keeping fine. So, children, as we were discussing, that is chapter 3, the electoral politics. Here we studied the introductory part or the story of the state election or the assembly election in Haryana that we discussed. And next we also have studied that why do we need the election, okay, why do we need the election in a country, okay, or in a state, and all we have studied, and what makes an election democracy, okay. This concept also that already we have discussed or we have studied, okay. And the again we have studied is it good to have the political competition, the last topic that we were discussing, that is, okay, is it good to have the political competition, that generally, as we know, by reading this topic or by listening the videos and all, you might have understood or it might have clear for you that is in every factors the competition is compulsory required. If there is no competition, then it doesn't create a system of enthusiastic of study. When we talk about the study and all, that is it creates, so competition is completely required for each and every system that you can take the example of, that is, okay. So next we'll be discussing that is what is our system of election. So we are going to talk about in India. So in India, what systems that the election system that we are following, that will be discussing, that is, okay. Let us begin, that is. Can we say that India elections are democratic? Very good question. So here to answer this question, let us go through this chapter and okay, what is being given, that will be understanding more about, that is. To answer this question, let us take a look how the elections are being held in India. Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections are held regularly after every 5 years. After 5 years, the term of all the elected representatives comes to one, and as you know that, children, every 5 years in India that we are having the election and all, that is the Lok Sabha election that we are having in the country, the Vidhan Sabha election that we are having in the state and all, that is every 5 years regularly that is having, okay, that already we know, okay. And that the every 5 years it come to an end, and that is why we say the Vidhan Sabha or the Lok Sabha election stands dissolved. That means it comes to an end within the 5 years. Then again the election takes place. Then again you if the person likes to the previous leader, then he may become the leader, or the people doesn't like, then they may choose the new persons. As you see the story of Haryana, as it had happened. So elections are held in all the constituencies at the same time, either on the same day or within a few days. So the elections are conducting, that is according to the constituencies basis. Okay, what is constituencies and all, that will be discussing, that is further it is given the meaning and all. Okay, so within the same day the election may be having for the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha, or else within some days of difference that will be having, that is. So this type of election is known as a general election. This public election, the total right is given to the people, okay, or it is being conducted within a country by giving the total rights to the people, okay, to choose their own representative, is known as a, what is that, the general election, where all over the country people that they participate in that, okay. So this is called a general election, okay. Sometimes the election is held only for one constituency to fill the vacancy caused by the death or resignation of a member. Sometimes what happens, the election is being conducted only within a constituency, only within a particular area. Why? Because sometimes it may be happens when the representative or the leader thinks that is he is not able to do, or maybe he resigns, some of his personal reason, and that he resigns from the post. Then there will be a once again the election will be conducting, that is called a by-election that we will be reading. And sometimes what happens, because of the death of the representative or the leader also it happens, that is known as a, what is that, the by-election that we say that is a by-election and all that is, okay. And in this chapter we'll be talking or focusing only about the general election, not this the by election, and all. We'll be seeing later on what happens this by election and all that we'll be talking it, but more focus will be giving in this general election only, okay. So the topic is the electoral constituencies, how these constituencies is being made, okay, and how in a country or within a state the constituency, that is within how many people or within how many group of areas that is being taken and all that is will be talking more, discussing that is. Before going to start this, here already we studied about the Haryana election. So total in Haryana election, how many MLAs has to be elected? 90 MLAs, that already we studied. That means 90 MLAs means in that particular state total 90 constituencies will be there, because each constituency, okay, that one leader has to be appointed or one MLA has to be appointed. So that is why total 90 MLAs were required. Where it is in Haryana, already we have seen the topic. So how this constituency is taken place, let us see. In our country, we follow an area-based system of representation. Okay, area-based, according to the area-based. Okay, according to the area that the people will be dividing, that is, okay. And that the country is divided into different areas for purposes of elections. These areas are called the electoral constituencies. So, and these voters who will be in an area elect one representative. So area wise election will be conducted, so that area is known as a constituencies, and each and every people in the constituencies will be given their complete right to elect one representative, okay. That is in this way that the total divisions will be taking place over in the country wise or in the state wise. Let us look at what is this, what happens in the countryside, and how many areas will be making all over the India, and that let us look at. So in the Lok Sabha elections, the country is divided into 543 constituencies. Very good. So in the Lok Sabha election, when it is taking place, total country is divided into 543 constituencies. And the representatives elected from each constituency is called a member of parliament or an MP. So already here total country is divided into, for the Lok Sabha election, and that is a 543 constituency they will make, and each constituency will make one member or the one member of this parliament, and that is they are known as a MP. One of the features of this democratic election is that every vote should have equal value. So each and every vote is given the equal value for the election system, and all. That is why we say no, it is a democratical system, because each and every person is totally respected, and their one person's vote is very value for that. Is they have that is totally giving more respect in this Indian constituency, or also we can say the Indian democratical systems way, okay. And that is why our constitution requires that each constituency should have a roughly equal population living within it. That means in the constituency where we make a total value of, or when we count a total voters over in a particular area, that means every constituency will be have a equal population. According to that only that the constituency will be dividing totally, okay. This happens in the state, or sorry, in the country. And next we are going to discuss about the state, okay. So similarly it happens in when the state election takes place, the state also is divided into a specific manner at the assembly constituencies. In this case, that the elected representatives is called the member of legislative assembly or the MLA. So as it happens in the Lok Sabha, that the member of parliament has to be appointed. Okay, and here in the state, that is MLA, member of legislative assembly. Okay, these members are being elected from where? From each constituency. That means from each constituency one MLA has to be appointed, or one MLA has to be elected. Each parliamentary constituency have within it several assembly constituencies. The same principle applies for panchayat and the municipal election also. Each village or town is divided into several wards, that is like the constituency. So it happens in the when we have the election for the Lok Sabha, and when we have the election for the state assembly and all that is. So this is totally as it happens, as it divided into the different constituency. In the panchayat level also, the village or the town or the municipality area has to be divided into the wards. Okay, by basing on the areas, basing on the population in the particular area, the total panchayat will be dividing according to their population and all that is. The constituencies are being divided in the same way, wards also will be dividing in the panchayat level. Each ward elects one member for the village or the urban local bodies. As it is in the state assembly, we have seen each constituency will have one MLA, or in the Lok Sabha election we have seen each constituency we have as the one member of parliament or one MP. Same way, that is each ward also will be having one member in a panchayat. Okay, sometimes these constituencies are counted as the seats. For each constituency represents one seat in the assembly. So as we can also say, that is sometimes we could say the constituency, instead of constituency, that we could say it's seats and all that is. So as the constituencies are there, the seats are same meaning, that is the same seats also is required in the constituency representatives and all that is, one seat in one assembly and all that is. As we study below, that is given, you can just have a look. When we say that the Lok Dal on 60 seats in Haryana, it means that the candidates of Lok Dal own in 60 assembly constituencies in that state, thus the Lok Sabha had 60 MLA in the state assembly. It means in that particular state, that when we are talking about the Haryana and all that is, their total from the Lok Dal party and all that is 60 seats that they have on it, or the 60 constituencies areas and all that is, that the MLA were being appointed or elected in a particular state. So that is what we can say the constituency, or we can say the seats and all that is. So I think, children, this concept will be clear for you, and further tomorrow we'll be seeing the next topic and all, that is the reserved constituencies is what and all. So I hope it is very clear for you. Okay, and we'll be seeing any doubt and all, that is you keep on notes and all. We'll be discussing in the further classes and all that is. So have a good day. Thank you.